Hello everyone and welcome back to Fault Milestone 1. We're here with Sid and Eileen. I don't know how to pronounce that. Nothingness. That was it. But as some time passed, I felt like I was attacked by a deep nausea, like I was going to throw up while I had a piercing headache. It made me question why I was still even here at all. It made me hate the fact I was even alive. I wanted to die. Just living was painful, so painful. I'm sure I didn't even know what to think. But it's strange. Even after all that pain, the hardships, and the suffering it made me go through, the more I thought about it, the more I realized I couldn't come to hate Rune. I just wanted to talk to her one last time, to ask her what thoughts she had as she lived, to know what is going through her mind when she puts an end to that short life of hers, to simply ask for her forgiveness for not trying to understand her. I'm so sorry, Rune. Sorry that you had someone like me for your mother. What the heck? Why are you apologizing like this? You didn't do a single thing wrong. Don't lie to me anymore, Sid. Everything you've done was always for the kids. You're a damn fine mom. No, the only one I was thinking about was myself. After the crocodile incident, Rune finally settled down. I thought to myself that everything would go well. I could finally have a normal family life is what I thought. But I think I've already realized it. Something was just slightly off. And ever so subtle, that discomfort could go away in a blink of an eye. But if I ever once put that feeling into words, even if I once admitted that feeling, that our days of peace and quiet would just shatter and fall apart. That's what I thought. I was so scared, which is why I subconsciously pretended to not notice. I was simply chasing after an illusion, nothing more. A stupid illusion of the perfect ideal family. In the end, the only person who I was thinking about was myself. It's all in the past, Eileen. You can only say that because all this happened. You've lived your entire life for your family's happiness. I won't believe for a second if you said you're only thinking about yourself. But the MRI results were right there. More importantly, even Rudo told me about her. Rune's behaving strangely, he told me. And how did I respond? Be nicer to her. I spoke as if it weren't even my problem, and I didn't listen. I was taking advantage of Rudo's kindness. He's got his act together. I can just leave it all to him, I thought. Because of how strong Rudo was, I left him to deal with Rune. All of his worries, he just bottled up inside of himself. Even though I'm sure it was painful for him. He did it all that for my sake. Eileen, I don't even know what to think. Please don't leave Rudo alone, Sid. Yeah, I promise you. Take care of yourself, and ease up on that research of yours. Because once you're gone, Rudo really will be all alone. Rudo will never be alone. I promise you that. Tragic backstory! What I can remember is an interest in the outside world, and the frustration with the fact that I couldn't escape this island, this birdcage called the Outer Pole. Frustration, I think it is what it was. I thought everything was just so unfair, but I didn't know how to express that feeling. Everyone around me had something, an objective, that would drive them to continue their day-to-day lives. But me, I was completely empty. The very first time I had experienced something akin to emotion was when I was a child, and I saw a bird twitching on the side of the road. Perhaps it was attacked by another animal. Deep red blood seeped out of its neck as it convulsed. Eventually the bird stopped moving altogether. Some kind of feeling from deep within my chest desperately wanted to emerge. An onlookers voiced their pity for the bird. I said it was funny. Everyone stared at me with the strangest looks. After seeing death right before my eyes, I wanted to see it again. I wanted to feel that feeling again. In hindsight, perhaps it really was pity. I wasn't even able to single such a simple emotion. After observing the behavior of other people around me, I was able to mimic their own behavior. When I was a child, I was confined to the house. There were few people who were always around. There was Mother and my brother. Mother had a weak constitution, and whenever she spoke, she was very energetic. Although her body was weak, her spirit was strong. She was a very warm person. I don't know how to respond to the warmth of hers. There was nothing stranger and more alien to me than her unconditional love. I couldn't even begin to comprehend it. My brother, even though he spoke gently, he always had a scowl on his face. And it was well deserved, because I constantly caused him nothing but grief. Despite all that, he still worked hard every single day at the Zephite Enterprise. Even though no one expected anything of him, he continued to diligently toil away in the shadow of his little sister. He was constantly anxious, being compared to his father by everyone around him. Always afraid of having to succeed his father, Sid Zevitz, who had a multi-talented 1 in a million prodigy. The barrier he had to scale reached all the way to the heavens. It was impossible. Rudo knew this and still chose to try to surmount it. He constantly aimed for the summit, not even knowing if he could make it to the top. I remember that, upon seeing my brother and mine within me, arose a powerful passion to destroy it all. On sight, perhaps I looked up to him. His persistence and grit to take down even the toughest challenges all by himself. All I could ever do was mimic others. I was frantically trying to reconstruct a present. On the other hand, my brother was favored and single-mindedly forging a path. I was just so jealous of that. Looking back on all this, there was really just a hair's breadth of difference between all kinds of emotions. I actually was driven by these strange alien thoughts called emotions after all. But I am the one who killed my mother, and I am the one who ruined my father. I am the one who caused my brother to suffer. Dad, why did you bring me back to this world? Did you bring me back here so I could wallow in despair? Is this my atonement? If only it had been slightly different, then I wouldn't have caused all the people to experience such pain and suffering. I've done so many things I could never take back. I committed so many wrongs that even my death could not hope to absolve. I was truly a being that should never have been. But then what am I? Is the man I consider my father truly Sid Zevitz? Was the person who I'd always stared emptily at truly my brother Rudo? Or are my memories Rune's memories? Rune is someone who should never have been born. But that means I should have never been born. Am I Sarah? If I am, that means I'm only borrowing these memories from Rune. In that case, then just what exactly is Sarah? Oh, we're getting philosophical on this shit. Nothing makes sense anymore. But there is one thing I know. I don't want to cause Rudo any more trouble. If he truly does find my very existence contentious, then I would gladly die. Be destroyed? What? So what am I really? If only I could see Miss Selfie and Miss Vertona once more. I wanted to tell them goodbye. Sarah. Yes? Your dismantlement will be determined by a collective vote tomorrow. Return to Lab 9 and stand by there for the remainder of today. Head straight to Lab 9. I've already informed Volta and the others. Follow their orders. Understood. Master Rudo, thank you for everything. I believe I ordered you to switch off your emotions. I couldn't. I've tried so many times, but... It seems I don't have the access rights to do so. If you couldn't do so, then why did you still follow my order? How could you abide by my illogical, presumptuous orders without a single word of complaint? Because that's what you desired of me. Why are you smiling? Because I'm happy. What? I've always been taking things away from you, but now I can finally give you something that you've always wanted. Something I've always wanted? The possibility of me becoming ruined will cease to exist. I thought about running away so many times. I thought about my death, my destruction. But if I disobeyed your orders, then I would end up shouldering the responsibilities for my actions. Finally, the time has come that I no longer needed. If you have emotions, do you not feel fear? Aren't you afraid? I am afraid, very much so. So afraid that I want to run away this very minute. But what I fear even more is that my existence would only serve to cause you even more pain. What? I know that you're really a nice, kind person. You're always watching out for your little sister. I'm sure back then she didn't realize how dearly you thought of her. But now I'm sure she can understand. Just how much of Rune's memories have been restored inside you, I do not know. As time passes, fragments of memories are slowly coming back to me. But as for whether they're truly my memories, there's no way for me to tell. What? What in the world are you? I don't know anymore. Not a single thing. But the only thing I do know? Rudo? I'm just a girl that admires you as my brother. But I don't even know what that means. Rudo will never be alone, I promise you that. Damn it. Dad, you son of a bitch. Rune. Will you call me Rune? Is it okay? Is it okay if I could call you brother again? Do whatever you want. You mean it? Brother, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. Rudo. There's a formula I never once calculated right before my eyes. I don't think my processing could ever keep up with it. I think the source of the noise has always been deep inside my heart. The emotions behind my destructive tendencies from before, and feelings for you as my brother. Why didn't I notice it sooner? The equation is so vast, I could just break down. Yet it was so exasperatingly simple. What do people call this feeling? At first, I wish I'd never given birth to Rune. I wish I'd never left the hometown and moved to Cacadia and worked for the Zevites. I wish I'd never met you, that I should have stayed and took over the family business. I wish I'd never have anything to do with the name Zevites. That a life that would have been much better. But you know, that's impossible. I'm so glad I have you, Rudo and Rune. I love you all so madly from the bottom of my heart, so just thinking about it is depressing. A life without that girl? I couldn't possibly imagine that. Even if I wouldn't end up like this. Alone. We have our ups and downs, but I'm so glad I met you. I'm so glad I gave birth to Rudo, and even though the world will never forgive us for it, I'm so glad I gave birth to Rune. I'm so glad to have lived. Alone. I love you, Sid. It was a fun life. Alone. Everything's in your hands now. I have a favor to ask you two. Would you take my little sister, Rune, along with your travels? She always wanted to travel the world. As you can see, she isn't human, so she isn't subject to mana shock. Rune can go wherever and whenever and wherever. I'm sure she'll be of use to you. Whether or not she is of no consequence. So of course we'd be happy for her to come with us. Selvine. Oh yeah, I'm going now. She truly is a fascinating girl. It's hard to believe, to express this sentiment, but I had to put it into words. Just looking at her gives me peace of mind. With my position, I handle a great deal of responsibility at a young age. I'm confident as a judge of character. Selvine has no hidden agenda, no ulterior motives, as if she understands her sense of justice so well that she doesn't need to contemplate before acting on it. And her strong sense of curiosity gives us a strange but attractive radiance about her. Decades ago, the man who founded Zevite Enterprises possessed the same radiance, something which I do not have. Rudo? Ratona? Huh? What is it? You call by my name, all of a sudden feels rather off-putting. Take this with you. What is this? A device that uses technology to recreate so-called conclave you use is currently undergoing development. Using a certain wavelength in the mana stream called radio waves as a medium, it can be used to send messages and information. Is that even possible? To how far the capability of science extend? So as you've seen, the distance to our homeland is considerable. The burden of using mana to maintain a long-distance stream will have to fall onto two parties, otherwise it will be cut. Rune is certainly out of the question. You can't use your internal mana as well. So, will that be maintained? We will use sediment. As long as we continue to provide a constant supply to maintain the line, then I suppose there should be no trouble. Well, I suppose constantly using purified mana every single day, it's more valuable than precious metals. How much of a financial strain would that be, I wonder? At the very least, it's certainly not something any individual could possibly afford. Oh, I see how it is now. even though you're the leader of the company. Wouldn't that be a problem? The board of directors knew you used up that much money? Why would that be a problem? This is merely a field test of a new product prototype. He answers nonchalantly as he puts a smug smile on his face. If we prove its effectiveness of this technology, then we can bypass the usage of both and postal systems altogether and be able to get in contact with the other regions of the outer pole. The failed plans that my father and Elvis for the market expansion will no longer be a dream once again. Furthermore, seeing the company's unwanted baggage, which caused us many a headache, will be finally disposed of. There will be no issue whatsoever. Eloquently put. Seeing Rudo articulate with such life, such animation, I think to myself, since the dive, he seemed to me to be the type never let his guard down. Despite his age, is no better word to describe this man than cunning. Besides, I'd rather not lose contact with my little sister. Just a moment. I see you have a point there. It seemed that Rudo's cold, sharp eyes had relaxed. Just a moment, if you please, Sophie. What is it? I remembered something. Please wait here for just a moment. I have something I need to tell Albus. Sure. Excuse me, Albus. What is it? Zubby Dick? I don't bottle the stuff, yeah? Been doing it right, it's gonna keep this damn thing out. Did expect it to be yours, Mr. Foster. Here you go. There's a note. Sup, Albus? For you, that means everything went perfectly. And sure, all sorts of questions, but this is something I gotta do right now, Albus. I'm sorry. Sorry for not telling you anything. That's something I had to do. I made a promise to Aline that I'd never let Rudo be alone. I'm sure you already had an inkling, but I didn't have much longer to live. But I had a duty to leave Rudo with family. What should I have done? Mana research or something? I've been doing long before I had a family. Dedicate my entire life to it. Ironic. I get killed by the research I loved, while I threw aside what I should have protected most. Then one day I remembered. It was something written down in a book I read a long time ago, a method used by royalty in the Interpol to pass experiences and memories down to their descendants. It's a ceremony called the Path Down. Path Down is a special kind of mana crave only royalty are able to use. But then I thought to myself, as long as it uses mana, there's got to be a way to recreate it using our science. Throughout my research, I discovered two unknown properties of mana. 1. Purified mana of a human will remain inside of a person long after their death. 2. In general, this mana can be subdivided into 3 types: memories, experiences, and 2 of which form emotions, all of which are saved in the mana. I decided to call it memory mana. When Mana Crave was still in its infancy, people back then would mummify their royalty and stuff, right? That kind of practice might have been so they can keep that person's mana inside the body for as long as they possibly could. Well, whatever. Anyway, I succeeded in extracting the memory mana from Rune's body to transfer it into the body of a sister. I only managed to create a sister that could inherit Rune's memories and mannerisms perfectly, but then it was a problem with that plan. If she didn't have any emotion, and she turned out exactly like Rune had, there'd be no point in that. So I figured a way to extract emotions from my own memory mana. I decided to give the mannerisms that form the emotions inside me all to her. But then there was a problem with that too. You see, we're people from the Interpol, and this craft that only royalty and the Interpol can use I knew I'd try to pull something like this up, my body couldn't handle it. If you had to extract a huge amount of mana in your body, you'd die from some kind of reverse mana shock. That'd be that. You see, I really didn't have much left in me anyway. So I decided Cloud9's protocol would be a trigger to my own version of the path down. My memory mana. Maybe this is what people refer to as a soul. A machine that inherits memory and carries emotions. Just who would that be? No, to be more precise, what would that be? People will fear it. I'll probably be called a blasphemous heretic for toying around with the deceased. But you know what? Mana hides too many possibilities to imagine. It's filled with too many outcomes to understand. So humans continue our research into mana and sure will encounter these problems. Being that inherited memory mana? What exactly are they? Mana will likely only bring more of these ethical issues to light. I've said it as such, her emotions imitated mechanisms can't be cut off, even by her own self. I deleted all the logs so that they can't be copied. Sorry, that's just my ego at work. I thought to myself, maybe it's too soon for this world to accept a being like her. But the fact that you're reading this memo means that that wasn't entirely the case. I mean, at least there's one person in this world who's willing to accept her as family. Well, that's that. Stay well, Albus. Wow. Dude died. Oh, that's kind of sad, actually. Also, look at this bar. So much bar-y stuff going on. Okay, we're gonna pause it here. Thank you very much for watching. And hopefully you'll tune in, because this is getting really interesting. We figured out the mystery to Rune. We figured out the mystery to Sid's death. So now we're going to go and make our way back home. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye! Hey guys, this was Yashiroreaper, and thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified and join the notification squad. Also, check out my Teespring and Redbubble shops, links below, with my Tumblr, Tapastic, and Amino app name. Thank you for watching. Hit the Patreon icon to help me continue making cool content for you all. Love you guys, and see you in the next video. Bye!